Hello, thank you for joining. This is Quarantunes for Percussion. I'm Mr. Spur. Quarantunes, Quarantunes, we're stuck inside with Quarantunes. For this episode, we're going to begin with the syncopated eighth note and quarter note rhythm. Next, we'll move on to that 8th to 16th note pattern. And then we're going to end by focusing on the Flam Tap rudiment. Let's look at that first rhythm. So, this is the rhythm we're going to be sight reading today. First, we'll count it. Next, we'll figure out how to count it. Then we'll count it one more time. And then finally, we'll count it while playing it. So, with the Met, this is set to 70. Here we go. Let's count it cold. 1, 2, ready, and count. 1, and 4, 2, and 1, 3, and 1, 3, and. Take a moment now to pause the video, write down the rhythm, and then together we're going to figure out how to count it. So, with these patterns, first I'd like you to identify the syncopated eighth note, quarter note rhythms. So we have one here. We have another one here. We have one more here. And then we actually have one right here. And we'll talk about that when we get to the last measure. So, remember, we need to draw in our skeletal pattern. This takes up 2 beats. So 2 beats equals 4 eighth notes. Okay? Next, we're going to write in those rhythms. So the first beat of every measure is on beat 1. Takes up the first eighth note. Then following that eighth note's a quarter note. It's on 2. Because it's a quarter note takes up 2 eighth notes, so we'll erase the second one. And then lastly, the eighth note is on the end of 2. Oh, whoops. It would be 1 and then the 2 is the one we don't write in. I made a mistake. Whoops. Beat 3 is a quarter rest. We don't write anything there because that's a beat of silence. And then beat 4 is a quarter note. Moving on to the next measure, we have quarter rest, the figure, and then quarter rest again. So we know that these are beats of silence. We're not going to touch those. Okay, next, let's draw in those eighth notes. Eighth note for eighth note, 2 eighth notes for the quarter, eighth note for eighth note. We know that this eighth note right here falls on beat 2. Because there's a quarter after this eighth note, it's going to be the end of 2. But because it's a quarter note, it takes up 2 eighth notes. So that's and 3. And then finally, this last eighth note will be the end of 3. Next measure. First beat of the measure takes up beat 1. Its half note takes 2 beats. So that means this starts on beat 3. But we won't worry about that yet because we have to draw our skeleton. Eighth for eighth. 2 eighths for a quarter. And then eighth for eighth. Now, we know this starts on beat 3. Because we have a quarter after an eighth note, this is going to be on the end of 3. Quarter note takes up 2 eighth notes long, so we erase it. Takes up and 4, meaning this is on the end of 4. Lastly, we have quarter note, quarter rest, and then the figure right here. So, this is on beat 1. The quarter rest is on beat 2. But because a rest is a beat of silence, we're not saying anything. And then finally, we have the figure right here as well. First, we're going to draw the skeletal pattern. Eighth note. Even though it's a rest, we'll still put the eighth notes here. Okay? So, we know that this eighth note starts on beat 3. We have a quarter rest right here. So instead of writing anything down, we're just going to erase this. And we're going to think in our heads. And 4, meaning this last eighth note, is the end of 4. Let's try counting it again. 1, 2, ready, count. 1 and 4. 2 and 1, 3 With our sticks in our hands, we're going to count out the rhythm and play. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 4. 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and. Let's take a look at the 16th note pattern. Here's our 16th note rhythm. First we'll count, next we'll figure out how to count it, and then we'll count it one more time, and then finally we'll count and play. So, with the metronome set to 60. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and Take a moment now to pause the video, write down the rhythm, and then together we're going to count this out. So remember, we count 16th notes. 1, E, and A. But because the 8th note takes up 2 16th notes, we actually erase this E right here. Okay? Next, we have 8th notes, 2 and 3 and then the quarter note is on a downbeat, 4. Next measure, quarter note. First note of the measure is always on beat 1. Quarter note takes up the whole beat, so we move on to beat 2. There's an and for the 2 8th notes. And then beat 3 has the figure 3 and A. And then lastly, quarter notes on beat 4. Moving on, we have the figure twice, 1 and A, 2 and A. And then 2 more quarter notes for beats 3 and 4. And then the last measure, we have quarter notes on 1, 2, and then the figure twice, 3 and A, 4 and A. Let's try counting it again. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. And now we're going to count and play. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Excellent. Let's take a look at the Flam Tap. Okay, the rudiment we're looking at today is the Flam Tap. So let's just go over what a flam is first. As you can see, it has a small grace note followed by a larger note. So another way to think about it is your lead hand, that's high. The small note is low. And then you drop them at the same time. Try that. With your right hand high, left hand low, drop at the same time. You should hear 2 notes. Depending on how high that lower hand is, it depends on how open they are. The more closed it is, the further away your hands are. The more open it is, the higher both hands are. So we want to keep one high and one low for right now. We want to keep those closed. Now try doing it with your left hand. Left hand high, right hand low, drop at the same time. So when we're actually playing the Flam Tap, it's a flam, but we have a double right there. So it's a flam followed by a small tap with that lead hand. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Try that. Right hand up, left hand low, and then the tap is with the right hand. Flam, tap. Right, right. Flam, tap. Right, right. Try the same thing with the left hand. Left hand high, right hand low, and then the tap is with the left hand. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Left, left. Left, left. And now we're going to try playing it with a metronome. The met is set at 50. So this is the quarter note. We're playing eighth notes. 2 and flam, taps, go. Flam, tap, 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 flam, tap. You can break it up by doing one hand at a time, just like this. Check it out. Ready and go. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Just right hand lead. Flam, tap. Right, right. Right, right. Notice how one stick's high, the other one's low. And then the high stick is the one that also does the tap. And then try doing it with your left hand. Just the left hand lead. Here we go. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Left, left. Left, left. Left, left. Left, left. So, this is what I would recommend for you when you're working on this. Don't start with the click first. Figure out how the flam works. With both leads. So that's just this right here. Then get used to it in your hands, the actual flam tap without the click. Flam, tap. Flam, tap. Right, right. And then of course left hand lead. Left, left. Left, left. Flam, tap. Then you're going to turn on the click. I would suggest starting here at 50 or something even slower like 40. You're playing eighth notes with the click. And only focus on half of it. Just one hand. Just the rights. Right, right. Right, right. Reset. 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 Right, right. And make sure you do it with the left hand too. Left, left. Reset. 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 Whoops. Left, left. Reset. And then once you have those set up, do the whole thing. Cycle it through. Right, right, left, left. Actually, maybe take a break here. Right, right, left, left. Take a break. Reset. Right, right, left, left. Reset. Right, right, left, left. Once you're comfortable with that, then you can start cycling it through, just like this. Here we go. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. Flam, tap, flam, tap. Flam, tap, flam, tap. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. Flam, tap, flam, tap. Flam, tap, flam, tap. So when you work on these, start slow, and then when you get comfortable with it and you can play evenly with a metronome, then start speeding it up. And make sure you're keeping track of your progress on the rudimental reference sheet, which is the button just below this video. I checked not too long ago, and I still didn't see anyone putting their progress on the sheet. So, shows me how much you all have been practicing or watching these videos. Anyway, that's the lesson for today. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on the contact page or send me an email. Have a wonderful day. See you next time, and stay safe out there.